In this video, we set out to find the best beaches in northern Puerto Rico. Some felt like hidden gems, others were packed with people, but we loved them all. At the end, we'll rank each beach from 1 to 5 based on swimming quality, beautiful views, and overall atmosphere. By the end, we'll reveal our favorite.
So it's our last day in Puerto Rico, unfortunately, but we're going to go and do a bunch of the beaches today.
Since we're staying in San Juan, we decided to head west along the coast and check out a few beaches that we found on Google Maps. We're going to go to the furthest one and then drive all the way back and try and see how many beaches we can hit. Or we'll rank them and then we'll let you guys know which our favorites were. We jumped into the car and drove about 30 minutes to our first beach, El Varil. It was super easy getting there, and we had heard the roads weren't very good in Puerto Rico, but we didn't have any problems. And all the signs were almost identical to the mainland United States, just in Spanish. When we pulled up to the beach, we were blown away. The views from even the road were breathtaking, and we couldn't wait to get down into the sand.
At the first beach of the day, this is El Varil Beach. I think as you go down, there's more beaches this way and more beaches that way, so we're gonna explore a little bit and see what we find.
This is beautiful though, look at this. This is exactly what you think Puerto Rico looks like when you picture Puerto Rico. Look at that. Beautiful.
When we arrived at El Varil, only 2 other people were on the beach. As we walked down, it felt like we'd stumbled upon a deserted island. It was secluded, peaceful, and untouched.
Alright, well, we made it to the beach here. First stop of the day.
Yeah, the water is very warm and it's very blue. I don't know how great the swimming would be because there's a lot of rocks right here, but I think that there's quite a few places where you could enter.
It's wild to think that if we hadn't ventured a short 30 minutes beyond the popular San Juan beaches, we would have never found this gem.
Alright, El Varil was beautiful. So we're gonna go to another beach now, but it's gonna be hard to beat this one, so we'll have to see. We're ranking these beaches. This is my favorite so far, so we'll have to see how it goes. After spending the morning at El Varil, we took a 20-minute drive down the winding coastal backroads to our next stop, Cerro Gordo National Park. Alright, so we made it to the second beach at Punto Cerro Gordo. We drove past a couple of the other beaches on that long U from some of our videos that you saw earlier, and they were super crowded and the scenery wasn't any different than when we were all alone further down on the beach. So we figured, why go and see the same stuff again? So we drove further down the coast. So now we're going to take you to a new spot and hopefully, we can see something beautiful here.
Cerro Gordo is a huge national park with biking, hiking, and swimming. The main beach area was packed, so we headed up to the viewpoints instead, and we're glad we did. Towering palm trees lined the trails, and the views of the ocean crashing against the cliffs were stunning. It felt less laid back than our earlier stop, but still peaceful, and it definitely got us in the mood to hike.
This place is beautiful. Alright, so we just got back from Parque Nacional Cerro Gordo, or Cerro Gordo National Park, and it was beautiful. It was another spot where if swimming in beaches that you could go into were your main objective, then it might not have been exactly what you wanted, but for views, or if you're going for a picnic, or they had some bike trails there, it was amazing. After that, we made our way back towards San Juan to check out our third beach of the day.
We're at our third beach of the day, and it's Playa CBC, and it's very beautiful. The water is very blue, and I love the coast right here.
Very nice.
I would say the only real negative is that it's very crowded, as you can see.
But it seems like a lot of locals come to this beach.
It does seem like a fun place to go.
This beach seemed like a local favorite, and for good reason. The water was warm, clear, and it got deep quickly, so you didn't have to walk far out to swim. And thanks to the surrounding rocks, the cove kept the waves calm, and there was plenty of shade to keep the sand cool.
After a short 10-minute walk along the coast, we arrived at our fourth beach, Isla Verde. The sun was beginning to dip, casting long shadows from the palm trees onto the beach.
So our fourth beach is called Isla Verde, and it's about a half-a-mile walk from the beach we went down to over there. And I would say that it's a great mix of good to swim in, not super crowded, but still beautiful. I mean, look at it. It's huge. It goes on for miles. We were surprised this beach wasn't as crowded considering how close it was to Playa CBC. It was much more peaceful and, in our opinion, worth the short walk down to get there.
For our last stop, we picked a beach just minutes from our hotel in San Juan. Alright, so we're at our fifth and final beach, and this is Playa Ocean Park, and it's right down the street from our hotel, or our apartment building.
It's only about a 5-minute walk. It seems like it's not too crowded. We've been here most of the night so far, and it's usually a lot of people watching the sunset and stuff, so I expect more people to come before sunset is, but we're going to go swimming.
For the first time today, we went to all of those beaches and never went swimming. We were just exploring, getting content, filming, but now we're actually gonna sit on the beach and relax. We gotta raise the seawall. Alright, we made it! We made it!
This beach was beautiful, with restaurants and bars nearby. The sand and water were great, and although there were plenty of people, it didn't feel too crowded. We were lucky to catch the sunset, which made the views even more special.
This beach was the perfect way to end our Puerto Rico trip. We took our time here, soaking in the last bit of sunshine and savoring the moment. The sunset was breathtaking, and the warm water made it an ideal spot for us to swim and relax, reflecting on an incredible adventure we had.
That wraps up our beach hopping adventure. Now it's time for our final rankings. For swimming quality, Playa Ocean Park easily takes first place. For the most peaceful and laid-back atmosphere, El Veril was our favorite. And for stunning views, we couldn't choose between Cerro Gordo National Park and El Veril. They were both incredible. So here's how it all stacked up. El Veril came in first overall, Playa Ocean Park in second, Cerro Gordo in third, Isla Verde in fourth, and lastly, Playa CVC in fifth.
Each beach had something unique to offer, but El Veril completely stole the show. Puerto Rico really surprised us in how diverse all its beaches were. From some hidden gems to lively local favorites, each spot had something special, and we left already wanting to come back for more.